Two squads left. It's GoNext versus ANC Outplayed.
The 3v3, ANC Outplayed moved into their position quite early on, but it's GoNext who have had to rotate throughout and fight for every bit of the space that they've accrued. 4 eliminations thus far for them, and Outplayed have 7. It's going to be a big game regardless of however, but something that Slab is doing is popping that ult Excel, trying to chain them together to have Beast of the Hunt available for this last fight.
Remember, GoNext earned this spot by taking advantage of those teams that did overextend to low ground, took high ground by the choke themselves, making use of it now. As Kashera gets good opening damage, Kai slides in, no kills finished just yet. First one drops, ANC Outplayed are wiped clean as they try and make a push up to the high ground. That was a killer endgame from GoNext.
GoNext Esports, your map 1 winners on World's Edge. Kashera, Kai, Slab, impressive to behold.
As 8 seconds are ticking in, the zone is starting to move. They take the opposite side, though, and this is what Aurora can do. They can say, well, maybe you've got to make a choice. We might show up on the left, ANC might show up on the right. DMS, we watch your spot, and we're going for it as they continue to push, and they say, we're going to take the fight in our own hands.
I cannot believe they're doing this without a smoke, but the motherload comes in, delaying the push. Aurora now have to turn and fight, but their backs are exposed. They go down with Prestis finding the first knock, and Aurora still, remember, have Hardeki, can find the res, but ANC Outplayed are not giving them a second to rest. Hardeki is going to go down as well, and the push from Aurora, it was a little too far, a little too early. Shex is still up, ANC Outplayed, who's going to get away with second? Because Rain Day, there is no question in my mind that DMS is coming out with first. Aurora go down, ANC with just checks left, give up the game to DMS. Kaboom!
And I love how we ended that one on an onomatopoeia as well, because that needed some emphatic finishing.
Surely these two squads will fight. Surely GoNext is the team to walk away with the win here. They are well positioned for it, and it would be their second win on World's Edge of the day. Right underneath them, NextUp start moving in. They don't actually find the knock on any of them. Instead, it's Prestis from DMS that goes down.
That's very true. We do have Beast of the Hunt available, and from here on, the high ground last to move. Yes, the mother load comes their way, which is kind of that last-ditch effort to keep that pressure, but Kashera goes down. Something works over there, and NextUp hit that rotation onto the immediate low ground. Time is of the essence, but can we get Kashera back up? It's not looking likely, but you can play with the knockdown. NextUp, though, Cinetic has to hit that med kit before diving straight into DM. The swing with the Devo. Prestis goes back down, turns their attention on to the remaining members of the low ground. We need shield swaps. We need to be able to heal up before GoNext fully sends.
And on the high ground, GoNext at least have the opportunity to soften one member up. That's the Devo down. That's the rest of the squad dropping as well. Kashera, Slab, and Kai come in from the high ground and sweep the last two teams for the win.
Winning map number 1 for Kashera and GoNext is not going to be enough. They had to seal the deal with a map 3 victory in style, holding the high ground, letting the other two teams duke it out, and just putting on the pressure.
There's the wall. It's a little late. NAVI make a good move, though, and they take down one of RTS, who are still somehow alive. And Alliance are in trouble. There's the Black Hole coming out from NAVI. You have much more of a fight, so they've got to get aggressive, which is why they did it. They don't have the utility of the Catalyst to survive. Whereas Alliance, though, all with those shield swaps back on to all reds. But NAVI have taken the high ground, and they have found a huge advantage. This Hemlock should do work, but right back there, Tyler peeks his head. It takes about 125 damage himself.
They do not need to overextend here, but keep that pressure down south, and they do just that. Here comes the blood scan, so they're going to be sitting on Effects radar. For the time being, it sounds like rolling teams might have gotten their third back in, but NAVI sends Alliance before they can focus on healing. Matafe anchoring from the back, sending all the damage down. 8 eliminations to be had, kinda with the flank. Alliance dead, but now here's the deal. We're in a 1v3 against rolling teams.
And they can just walk this one. They can punch it out if they want. I mean, I know that there's some strong players on Alliance and NAVI, but they're not going to overcome 3 like that. Rolling teams, they roll the lobby, and they start strong in game 4 with a dub here on match day 2.
Love that we've got kind of similar legend comps with Kiner on the lifeline here. Supply drop available for cover or just well-needed bats if they need it. Next up has fallen and into the final 3 we go. FA Kids, ANC Outplayed, and Aurora. You can set the stage here with the free cam shot. See where Aurora has just mere cover. Have to smoke and dodge, sending straight on to FA Kids. This is ANC Outplayed's game to win if they third party this right.
Looks really good for them. Aurora still pretty healthy. Dip and dive out of Impulse for a shield bat. They baited in the third party, but Hardeki goes down. Oiring goes down. Impulse, the last one alive with the Eva. That was a critical swing from Izadin. Maybe even securing a second place. ANC Outplayed are going to send this, are going to look for the win, but Shex forgets about the window from inside. FA Kids find a lot of damage. Take Anti-Jax down to just one member. It's 2 solos and FA Kids who come in for the win.
FA Kids do the unthinkable. If you think about how they started that zone wrap on the outskirts south.
It's all going to be a big bluffing game in this end zone. Out comes the first bluff. Out comes the first send. It's Catwall.
Gonna isolate you straight away from Trojan, but what Falcons and Mizuko do after is they open the damage straight onto FA Kids and then send Trojan. FA Kids did not have Bang ult at that time, being no ult excels to make work for it, but still, Atenum will have to use their ult, and for now, it's a lot of people just kind of poking at each other, but regardless, Trojan is having a massive game here with 10 eliminations, and the swing straight on to stay healthy from the high ground.
Not getting that knock is huge, though. It opens up FA Kids to take the bridge, stay healthy, jump in underneath. Now Trojan and FA Kids are pitted up against each other. Atenum is low, and this has got to be descent for FA Kids. They're thinking about it for sure. Double smokes go down on both sides, trying to keep Atenum alive. FA Kids play the low ground outside of the bridge, giving control again to Trojan, and stay healthy are doing just that. They are ignoring this engagement, letting it play out on top of them.
They want to hit the third party remix here. Minimal ammo in that, but they've got a Devo in the back pocket just waiting to drop down with it. Speaking of drops, we've lost out on Atenum, and the PK from Nyx FA Kids has fallen. This means we're looking at a 3v2.
You know Stay Healthy has to come up. I like the gatekeeping with the Peacekeeper, but over from the side, in comes Falcons with the Eva and the Hemlock to clinch the win. That is how you play an endgame. That is how you make the other squads do your dirty work for you.
Falcons, man, has a nice ring to it. Rain Day was toying with the SEO optimization when you Google Apex Falcons, but this is the real Falcons that we care about for EMEA. And you can see right there, Space Station Gaming pushing straight onto C9, did not want to allow them to get up that evac tower. Elsewhere, Furia has fallen into the final 3.
C9 hedged their bets, one sticking around on the low ground, eking it out for placement points. Will another fight happen, saving C9 and pushing them up to second place? It does look like they've collected one. NRG, C9, SSG, and C9 has no way of playing out the end game. It's just chaotic on the low ground. Can he outlast one of the 2 teams on height? NRG gets sent on. SSG take out one. Skynade from Fun should be defensive. Might take out a member of SSG, but I don't hear it connect. I don't see the cracks come through. NRG still alive. C9 on the low ground. Their timer is expiring. Back into the fight comes Nocturnal. Gold Res gives NRG the chance to use this head peek over the hill.
And we are just biding our time, healing to maximum if we can. A blood scan incoming. We'll give that information over to SSG. We're going to have to take an angle, and into the final 2. Koi finds Reptar. Some trades come in, and at the end of the day, SSG take match number 1 in dynamic fashion.
Great play from SSG at the end. They put the pedal to the metal, recognizing, hey, we have data that NRG don't.
This is what happens when a team will not relent, will not accept second place as an answer. They want to win. That is why the super team has been called a super team in the ALGS. But SSG, they're not really ready to give up that title of first place so far. It's the second game, another top 5 Dia, and they're looking to close it out as they go into the hunt.
Oh, and ignoring Falcons entirely, they drop down, taking down Hal, but ultimately falling themselves. SSG go down. Falcons still have 2 left to make it 1, as Zero somehow survives with the Catalyst walls going up and down. Falcons go down, flat or out. It's Liquid Alienware versus Vanity for the win.
shutting this down. Catalyst walls left and right, and the Havoc singing. What song? What note will it play? Liquid Alienware hoping that it's a good tune as Niesel follows up as well. This team, we talked about them coming back and showing up in this split, and it seems like match day 2, they will. They'll grab the game and take the win here in match number 2.
Those are our boys, man. Liquid Alienware making it all the way back. Finding a win is so critical for them, especially in a zone like this.
A lay of the land, a dark veil for Team Liquid to hopefully aid them in their rotation out.
And remember that Most Hated are playing out of the tunnel as well, leading up from Landslide. They are untouched. They are not affected by this cluster of teams that is exiting the buildings. CCE go down, Stallions go down, 4 teams left, and Most Hated, again, are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Guarez just body blocks for Yanya. Well, he's got the shield back going through, and FURIA making their appearance finally, already putting damage onto Most Hated. We've taken down a Wope. We've got angles around the boulder, and it's just a matter of time before we have to drop down. But SSG fully healthy on the low ground, taking out Liquid Alienware.
And again in the top 5, this is SSG's day. Playing off the low ground, they should have to leave the building at the same time as FURIA. No catalyst for them. Can they find a way to separate these fights? Manage to avoid FURIA somehow.
We saw what Fuse can do in the hands of an enemy. And I want to see more from SSG, but FURIA, they jump down. Madness falls. Vaxlon to boot as well. What can Keon do? On the lifeline, it's Phony, it's Koi. We swing the final 2. The hipfires come through, and SSG continue the dominance here in map number 3.
How do they win their second game of the day? With FURIA dropping down from high ground, logic will tell you this should be a FURIA win.
But Oblivion holding inside as they should with the Catalyst for as long as possible, they're saying to themselves. Native also still alive as a 3. RKN still on blue, but Rambo and McLovin down below on the staircase. There's 6 squads remaining. Anybody's got a shot right now.
I love that we're kind of toggling on this angle, but we just talk about all the issues when you walk through an enemy dark veil and get crazy. And now, Beast of the Hunt active. We have to climb up through this. Dupe, Oblivion, Zenile, biding their time, cutting off those line of sights before they hop on up. Look at CCE. Now this is interesting, right? You would usually make that kind of structure with a Watson Jenny behind it, but they don't play Watson, right?
It's interesting because you could see Watson maybe having a big impact there, but it's the Loba that's gotten them to this position. What can they do here? Taking on Yup. They do lose a few. Reeds also dips down in and gets involved. Yup eliminated. CCE going down as well. It's 4 squads left. Native should be falling too. It's Oxygen Esports and Oblivion who have held the buildings, and Weave has been on top. Can they make a play as they drop down, or will Oxygen find it? Oblivion here with Reeds and Blinks. They may just be able to drop in tip and finish it off, and it's looking like it could happen, but Oxygen Esports, they breathe life into their game and they win match number 4.
That is one of the end games that I'm going to have to run back on speed dial from like 15 different POVs.
With just 2 members left, still have to face down Stallions. Do they end up fighting for it?
For the teams that have rotated in early from the opposing side, man, they're just watching this entire collapse, just being like, I am so glad I don't have to deal with it, that Stallions able to withstand it all, and here comes Oblivion, but look at Fun. Still alive, staying out of the chaos.
I think he gets second here. Oblivion have been baited in, believing that there are 2 teams in this area. They still have not spotted the last member of NRG, and now they're a little bit too close to be able to back off effectively. Stallions should be able to continue this fight, and as long as Fun stays undetected, we should be seeing another couple points eked out by NRG yet.
Gonna be curious to see what Fun does when he decides to enter this fight. Here goes the Dark Veil. Retzi straight through it, gets deleted. Deloan and Alb here. A lot of trades going the way. Fun, when are you gonna make your entry?
It's coming. Fun is on the way. 2 members left of Oblivion. A 1v2 would be miraculous for NRG. I don't think you can pull off this res in time, but Reeds and Akimbo have got to have it in them. In comes the Catalyst wall from Fun.
And he throws the Dark Veil, piercing spikes through it. We're looking for Akimbo, looking for Reeds. They get the res. It's a 1v3 Fun. Not sure what you're going to do here, but it's a valiant effort. 6 KP, FURIA, and a nice second place in Oblivion. Find fun, clean it up. Second place in map 4, and they convert to a win here on this Echo HQ hellish zone. Down into the final 3, a 3v3v3. Plenty of eliminations left withstanding here for Falcons to grasp at. But I love that Jen Burton's already working on chaining ult excels together. We're at 73%, waiting on that Dark Veil for endgame. Not sure if we'll actually be able to get it, but Zero there with some well-timed thermites and placed over there to really work on Flat.
But it doesn't stop the res on Nano. Flat now as a 3-person team have Bangalore smokes available again. Vanity waiting to clear out the Falcons are going to play with the control of their door, getting sent on by Flat. It's the time for Falcons to start moving up. Even this Bangalore ult cannot be affording to dissuade them. Crook is going to pick up at least one knock. Falcons still waiting on the other side. In come those real punishing cooldowns from the Falcons as Zero waits on the other side of this wall. Flat go down the last 2 squads. Falcons large and in charge in this zone as we wait for the Catalyst wall to go down. Hal's got an angle onto height. This wall cannot afford to go unpunished. Waiting on the reload. You do not want to miss a second. This singular rock houses all of Vanity. Falcons have 2 and an off angle. Everyone swings onto Hal. Crook goes down first, and Hal again controls the rock, taking a wide swing and taking Falcons to a map 6 win.
Better late than never. A massive game out of Team Falcons to assert their domination on North America. What an impressive game. Now, mind you, they waltzed on in, held Grav Cannon on that eastern side of the zone. They withstood all of the collapse from Ceto Station itself, and it was quite impressive done.